Hi, second grade. How's everyone doing? Good. I know it's almost the weekend, but we got one more lesson to go this week. All right, so let's make it a great one. It was so good seeing you earlier today, all your happy faces. And I'm glad that I get to see you again in this video format. Now, I know it's Friday. I know we're, itching for the weekend. We're working towards it, but let's remember to be quiet, right? So that we can listen and that so our friends can listen and learn too. All right. I'm very proud of how hard you've been working all week, right? I've been hearing less and less talking going on. So that's good work. Let's keep that up. Okay. We're gonna get started today by counting up by 10. What that means is we're gonna count from 0 to 100, but we're only gonna count the 10 numbers. And remember the thumb. So when my thumb is up, we're going to count up. And when I put my thumb down, we're going to go down a number. Okay. And maybe if for some of you counting by 10, you're not sure what that means. I think once we get started, you'll get a hang of it. Ready, second grade? I can't hear you. Ready? Good. All right, let's do this. Okay. 10, 20, 30, 20. Good. 30, 40, 50, back to 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 70, 60, ooh, went down twice, 70, 80, 90, 80, you thought we were going to get to the big one, weren't you? 80, 90, 100. Great. Let's remember that after 90, right? It's not tendy, right? We're not ordering chicken tendies. We're getting to 100. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. I know y'all have got it. Just wanted to remind you all. Okay, now for our next exercise, let me share my slides. Okay, we're gonna add the 10 numbers and the 1 numbers like we did the other day. Okay, we're gonna combine the numbers here. Okay, remember this? 10 plus 3. 10 plus 3 is, yeah, 13, right? We can combine the 10 number and then the 1 number. So we just slide that 3 over. Makes 13. Isn't that cool? How about 10 plus 5? Think about the 5 sliding over. Everyone, 10 plus 5 is 15. Good work. 10 plus 5 is 15. How about 10 plus 7? Let's think for a minute. Okay, 10 plus 7 is, good work, 17. Okay, now here's a bigger number, but the same exact rules. Okay, 20 plus 5. Let's think it. Hold it in your head. Ready? 20 plus 5 is, awesome. Good work. 25. Okay, 20 plus 9. Got it? 20 plus 9 is, good work. Now let's make sure we're only talking about math here, all right? How about 50 plus 4? 50 plus 4 is, great, 54. How about 60 plus 2? 60 plus 2 is, awesome. Good work, second grade. Let's keep going. 62. How about 80 plus 8? It's a big number. It's a big number. I think you got it. 80 plus 8 is, nice, 88. Okay, let's switch things up a little bit. 40 plus 7, got it? All right, 40 plus 7 is, nice work, 47. How about 70 plus 6? Let's think. 70 plus 6 is, nice, 76. That's right. And 90 plus 1, ready to shout it out? 90 plus 1 is 91. Nice work. All right, now we're going to go back in reverse. All right, so we're going to go backwards. So like before, we were combining our 10 numbers and our 1 numbers together. Now we're going to take a number and split it up into the 10 number and the 5 number. So what's our 10 number here? Well, I see a 1, so it's 110 or just 10. Our 1 number here is 5, right? So 15 is 10 plus 5. How about 18? What plus 8 is 18? What plus 8 is 18? Boys, what plus 8 is 18? Yeah, it's this, it's not a 1, right? It's 10, so 10 plus 8. Okay, girls, you're up next. About 12. What plus 2 is 10? Or what plus 2 is 12? Okay, I said the answer, so it's 10 plus 2. Girls, you're doing the next one because I spoiled that one. All right. 17. What plus 7 is 17, girls? What plus 7 is 17? Nice. 10 plus 7, right? Okay, let's step it up now. 25. What plus 5 is 25? What's the hidden number here? It's not 2, it's 20. Good work. How about 28? What plus 8 is 28, everyone? Y'all are becoming experts. I'm so proud. How about 86? What plus 6 is 86? Yeah, 80 plus 6, right? That's gone. Great. How about 52? What plus 2 is 52? 50, right? Good work. About 92. Maybe a little higher number. What plus 2 is 92? Exactly, 90. About 11. What plus what is 11? 10 plus 1. Good job. Okay. Now, last thing we're going to do before we open up our workbooks is these number bonds. I love these number bonds, right? And I hope that this, right, is coming to be a very usual practice for you, that you're starting to get more and more comfortable with these number bonds. Okay, I have 16. If I have 14 already, how many more do I need to get to 16? Well, in order to solve that, you can start at 14, right? So you get 14 in your head, and then we're going to count up until we get to 16. So 14, 15, 16, all right? So let's do that again. Have your fist up. I'm going to start with 14. Okay, so 15, that's 1 finger. 16, it's 2 fingers. Right, so 16 is 14 and 2. That's our number bond there. Now remember, we can make addition and subtraction facts with these. So let's read them together. 14 plus 2 is 16. 16 minus 14 equals 2. 2 plus 14 equals 16. And 16 minus 2 equals 14. Good work. All right, now we got 18 here. So let's think, what number goes here? 16 and what number? Again, you can start at 16 and count until you get to 18, right? How many fingers is that? Give you a moment to think about it. Maybe hold up the number of fingers you have. Ready? Okay, so we're going to start at 16, 17, 18. How many fingers is that, everyone? 2. Exactly. So 18 is 16 and 2. Now think about an addition or subtraction fact related to that. So something plus something equals 18, or 18 minus something equals something. Have it in your head. Okay. Give me a thumbs up if one of your problems was up here on the board. Good job. Good job. Okay. Let's read these. 16 plus 2 equals 18. 18 minus 16 equals 2. 2 plus 16 equals 18. And 18 minus 2 equals 16. Good work. Okay, next one right here. Give you 10 seconds to think about what number goes here. You got 17 and 19. How many more do we need? Second grade, what number goes here? Yeah, it's 2, right? Because we're starting at 17, 18, 19. Okay, now think about an addition and subtraction problem. Okay, tell your neighbor. Okay, we're only talking about math here, right? Okay, everyone back here in 3, 2, 1. No talking in the back. Thank you. Now let's read these. 17 plus 2 equals 19. 19 minus 17 equals 2. 2 plus 17 equals 19. And 19 minus 2 equals 17. Are you seeing that these number bonds can tell us all these different problems, right? They're super useful. Okay, how about 12? We got 10 and what number here? Let's think. Maybe you can count up again. What number is it, second grade? Yeah, 11, 12 gives us 2. Okay, now think of a addition or subtraction problem. Okay, maybe think of 2 or 3 or 4. If you think of all 4, that's amazing. All right, let's read these. 10 plus 2 equals 12. 12 minus 10 equals 2. 2 plus 10 equals 12. And 12 minus 2 equals 10. Good job. Okay. 13. We have 13 is 11 and what number? 11 and what number? What is it, second grade? Nice, 2, right? 11, 12, 13, 2. Okay, now we got our addition, subtraction. By now, you should have these down. Okay, 11 plus 2 equals 13. 13 minus 11 equals 2. 2 plus 11 equals 13. And 13 minus 2 equals 11. Good work, second grade. Good work. All right, now please take your notebooks out to page, or workbooks out to page 49. Okay, so this is what page 49 looks like. Okay, let's see what it says. Okay, let's follow along in your books. Beth and Kate measure the same desk. Okay, so they're both sitting at desks, just like you all are. Good job. Beth says the desk is 1 meter, 2 centimeters. Okay, the M is for meter. And cm stands for centimeter. Kate says it is 102 centimeters. Okay, so let's read that again. Beth says her desk is 1 meter, 2 centimeters. Kate says it is 102 centimeters. Who is correct? Who is correct? Now, we talked about 1 meter yesterday. Does anyone remember how many centimeters 1 meter is? Remember yesterday we were looking at our 10 centimeter rulers, right? Or that's our 20 centimeters rulers folded in half, 10 centimeters. Does anyone remember how many of these we need to make 1 meter? How many? Yeah, 10, right? So we said 10, and then we can count up, right? We can count up by 10, just like we did earlier. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So 1 meter is 100 centimeters, or 10 centimeter rulers, right? It's all the same, 1 meter, 10 of these, or 100 centimeters, right? 100 of those little blocks from the other day. So let's say what Kate says. Okay, so I want you on the first line, or sorry, Beth, to write a B, just like that. Okay, Beth says the desk is 1 meter, right? 1 meter and 2 centimeters. Now, Kate, so we can draw a K right here. Kate says it is 102 centimeters. Now, let's think about this. Beth is saying, right, it is 1 meter. And how many centimeters is 1 meter, everyone? Yeah, 100, right? So this is the same as 100 centimeters. So what I'm going to do, what I want you to do here too, is to write 100 cm or centimeters right next to that. So I can remind myself that this one means the same thing as 100 centimeters. Then let's add 100 plus 2. What is 100 plus 2? Well, I can count up, right? 101, 102. So Beth is saying that her desk is actually, I can put an equal sign there, 102 centimeters altogether. What does Kate say? Yeah, Kate also says her desk is 102 centimeters. So they came up with the same number. Now, how is that possible? Well, that's possible, right? Because Beth and Kate used different types of measurements, right? Just like earlier in the week, we used little blocks or our rulers, right? But we were measuring the same exact thing, just using different systems or different types of measuring. Beth used 1 meter stick, right? Remember, a meter stick is like the size of your arms, and 2 centimeter blocks. Kate used 102 centimeter blocks. So even though, right, these two measurements look different, they're actually the same exact length, 102 centimeters together. Okay, today we're going to be looking at that, where you can use different names for your numbers in measuring the same exact thing. And remember, this is very important. We did this yesterday, but 1 meter is the same as 100 centimeters. Now, if I want you to write your initial here too. Okay, so for me, I'm going to put an S for Mr. Sachin. You can put your name, right? So for example, Twyla might put a T here, right? Or Christopher might put a C, just your first letter. You can also use, right, your 10 centimeter rulers. How many 10 centimeter rulers do we need to make 1 meter? How many of these? Exactly, right? We can use 10 centimeter rulers. And again, this would be the same as 100 centimeters. And then 2 more centimeters, right, to get 102. So I want you to look here. Beth used 1 meter, 10 centimeters, and 2 centimeters. 102 or 102. Kate used 102 1 centimeters, or also 102. You just used 10 centimeter rulers and 2 centimeters, or 102, 102. Do we see that? Even though we used 3 different ways of measuring this desk, we all came up with the same number. Always 102. Isn't that cool, right? We can use different ways to measure things. It's kind of like if you're having, a carne asada cookout and you want to eat a taco and you get some carne asada in that, right? Or maybe your big brother wants to make a big burrito and still carne asada. Or you want to make a quesadilla. It looks different, but it's the same kind of food, right? The same inside that you're eating. Same here. Different ways to measure, but we all get the same number. Always carne asada. Now let's turn to page 50. Next page over. Okay, let's read this. Nate needs 1 meter, 25 centimeters, remember meter, centimeters, of ribbon for an art project. I wonder what he's making. The store only sells ribbon in centimeters. So you can't buy a meter, right? He has to only buy in centimeters. How much ribbon should Nate buy? So what Nate measured is 1 meter and 25 centimeters. How many centimeters is 1 meter? How many? One more time? Yeah, 100. Make sure you're writing this with me, right? And I hear a little bit of talking, but let's make sure we're staying focused on our lesson. Right, so Nate measured 1 meter and 25 centimeters. If we add 125 together, we get, anyone know? 100 plus 25? Yeah, it's 125. So this is the exact same as saying 125 centimeters. All right, so Nate needs to buy 125 centimeters, and then he will have 1 meter and 25 centimeters worth of ribbons. It's the exact same number, exact same amount of ribbon he gets. Now, what if Nate uses 10 centimeter rulers too? Well, in this case, right, we have 1 meter. Again, that's 100 centimeters. And then we have 25 left over. Right? Now, let's think about this number 25, like we did at the beginning of class. Right? If I have this number 25, we can split this together. How many 10s are there? What's the 10 number that's hidden if I were to take this apart? Yeah, it's 20, right? It's 20 and 5 gives you 25, right? Just like we were doing earlier, 20 and 5. And 20, this number 20 is the same as 10 and 10 more, right? We get 20. So you could use 1 meter, 2 10 centimeters, which would give you 20 centimeters, and 5 more. Now let's look at how many centimeters this is all together. It's 100, 20, and 5. Or 125. Even though we measured using different tools, we all got the same exact number. And I know that we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves here, but this is kind of called place values. You'll hear a lot more of that this year, right? We're talking about the 100 place value, the 10 place value, and the 1 place value. But this is just kind of a little preview. I know some of you are excited to do some more challenging second and third grade math, right? And that's a little taste of that. All right. Now let's look at page 51. It is a list of sentences here, and it says circle the true statements. Right? Circle the true statements. If it's true, you're gonna draw a circle. Okay. So I'm going to read each sentence 2 times. If you think it's true, let's draw a circle around it. Okay, and then we'll go over the answers together too. I want you to keep your eyes on your own papers. Okay, ready? Great. First one says 1 centimeter is the same length as 1 meter. 1 centimeter is the same length as 1 meter. If you think that's true, draw a circle. Okay, next one. 1 meter is the same length as 100 centimeters. 1 meter is the same length as 100 centimeters. If you think 1 meter and 100 centimeters is the same, then let's draw a circle around that. Great. Next one. So going over these first 2, this one is true, right? 1 meter is the same as 100, just like we did over here. 1 meter is the same as 100. The first one is not true. Okay, next one. 300 centimeters is the same length as 3 meters. 300 centimeters is the same length as 3 meters. If you think that's true, draw a circle around that. Okay, next one. 2 centimeters is the same length as 200 meters. 2 centimeters is the same length as 200 meters. And then the last one, 135 centimeters is the same length as 1 meter 35 centimeters. 135 centimeters is the same length as 1 meter 35 centimeters. Okay, so number 3, this one is true. Okay. If 1 meter is 100, 3 meters is 100, 200, 300 centimeters. Okay. Number 4, this one is not true. I know this was a little tricky, so if you circled it, let's make sure you draw X around it, or X over it, or erase it. Okay, it says 2 centimeters is the same length as 200 meters. That's not quite true. 2 meters is the same length as 200 centimeters. Okay, because 1 meter is 100 centimeters. So this one is not true. Number 5 is true, right? Because 1 meter, how many centimeters is 1 meter? Great, 100 centimeters plus 35 centimeters, right? Equals 135 centimeters. So 1 meter 35 centimeters is the same as 135 centimeters. Okay, good job if you got 4 and 5 correct, right? Those were a little bit challenging. Make sure, right, you have the correct ones circled or have an X around the wrong ones. Okay, good job. Now let's move on to page 52. We have this number 189 centimeters. Okay, and then we have 3 different ways to measure this bed. Now, what tools can you use? What ways can you measure this bed? I'm going to give you all 4 minutes to try this one. Think about this on your own. Okay, maybe you can look back to page 50 to help you out. And I want you to work by yourselves quietly. If you think you have the right answer, you can raise your hands, but we're not going to be talking with our partners here. We're not going to be helping our partners here yet, okay? I want you to try this one by yourself. And then we'll check answers together. Okay, let's look at this. So if I'm using a 1 meter stick, 10 centimeter rulers, and 1 centimeter, I know that 100 of these is equal to 1 meter, so I can use 1 meter. And then 89, right? Number 89 is the same as 80 and 9, right? And I know that 80 is the same as 10 8 times. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And then I have 9 more. Okay. Now, if I use 100 centimeter, I would have 89 1 centimeters left over, right? I'm not using any 10 centimeter rulers. So I need all 89 of my centimeters together. Now, number 3 was a little bit tricky. Little bit tricky on this one. Right? 189 can be broken down into 18 tens, or 180, and 9. Right, so instead of using 1 meter stick, we can use 18 of the 10 and 1 of the 9, or 9 of the 1s. Now look, each of these says 189, 189, and 189, right? We measured the same bed, and we got the same exact measurements using all the different tools. Okay, good job, good job. Now, number 3 was a little bit challenging, okay? And we'll keep working on this, but I hope that you got number 1 correct, and hopefully number 2 correct too. Okay. But we're gonna get a little bit more practice on this, so you can put your workbook down for just 1 second. Okay. And then we're gonna do a little activity. I know, it's Friday, so I figured we can do something a little bit fun. Or a lot bit fun, I should say. So give me 1 second to pull up our activity. Okay. Oops, where are we? Okay, now each of you should have 8 pieces of paper. 8 of these small cards. Okay, that's what all of you should have. Good, good, good. Now, this activity is about matching the numbers, right? We're gonna match these numbers and see which 2 cards go together. It's kind of like a memory game. So here's my page, right? You're gonna have different numbers here. But 1 meter and 27 centimeters, right? This number here is the same as 127 centimeters. So I'm going to find the two that are the same and put them next to each other, right? Because 1 meter, if I remember, is the same as 100 centimeters, plus 27 is 127. Okay, same with 2 meters, 71 centimeters. I know that 2 meters is the same as 200 because it's 100, 200, right? And 271 centimeters. Those are the same. Now, this third one looks a little bit different. I have 1 meter. So this is the same as 100 centimeters. It says 710 centimeters. That's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 centimeters. And 2 centimeters. I add all that together, right? And I can get 1 meter, 72 centimeters, or 172 centimeters. The last one says 1 meter, 52 centimeters. That's the same as this one right here. It's 100 centimeters. 510 centimeters is 50 centimeters. And 2 more. I know that 510 centimeters is 50 because I can count up by 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 150 and 2. 152. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to look at your cards. They're all going to be all mixed up. And then you're going to need to find the 4 cards that go together. Okay, so we should have 4 pairs of cards that have the same numbers. Okay, let's do this for about 5 minutes. If you think you're done, raise your hands and one of your teachers can come by and check your work to see if you got it. Okay? If you finish early, I want you to quietly turn to your workbook and start working on page 53 by yourself. Now that everyone's done, right, if you haven't done so already, I want you to turn to page 53. And here's our little quiz for the day. The first one, you're going to measure this dog bone using your rulers. Remember to use your rulers correctly and measure this in centimeters. Next, there's 2 questions about the right tool to use. So if you were to measure a truck, not a toy truck, but a real truck, would you use 1 centimeter cubes, 10 centimeter rulers, or meter sticks? Think about the best tool to use. Now, think about a book. It could be this workbook, or a book that you're reading for fun, or any of the books in your library. What's the best tool to use? Should you use a 1 centimeter cube, a 10 centimeter ruler, or a meter stick? And I want you to circle the best tool for you to use. Okay? And make sure that you write your name there, because if you don't write your name, I can't give you points for this one, okay? Now, if you finish early, let's make sure that we're staying quiet so our friends can focus on their work. You can draw me a picture on the back. I'm looking forward to seeing. Maybe you can draw a picture of a dog that would be eating this bone. All right. It was so good to spend some time with you today, right? So good to see you in person and also see you with this video. I hope you had fun with these measurements. We'll keep working on some more next week as we start a new topic. So that's super exciting. And yeah, continue being awesome, second grade. I look forward to seeing your work every day, and I'm so happy, so proud of how hard you're working, how hard you're trying. Okay, so great job. Keep up the great work. And I look forward to seeing you all on Monday. Bye, second grade.